Coming up on this edition of ATV News.
We were notified of the possibility of someone trapped in the room that had the fire.
A woman died in a single room fire. We'll show you a look at the damage and what firefighters are looking into.
I'm still surprised at how much power students have.
It's elections week at USU. We'll show you which students are running and what's new with this year's campaigns.
Temperatures reached in the 50s this week. Will the cold weather bounce back? I'll have that in your full forecast.
Aggie basketball player Dexter Akano had a career night. In sports, I'll show you why number 7 was the number of the night.
All that and more, ATV News starts now.
From the campus of Utah State University in Logan, Utah, the Department of Journalism and Communication presents the award-winning newscast, ATV News.
Firefighters did an aggressive attack where we did have the possibility of someone still in the building at the time.
One woman is dead after a single-room fire in Logan. Welcome to this edition of ATV News. I'm Dayton Call.
And I'm Kesley Kincaid. The Logan Fire Department responded to what they're calling an accidental fire. They believe it was caused by combustible materials. Logan Fire Department responded to the call at 7:43 Saturday morning. They say while on the way, they learned someone was trapped inside.
Firefighters were able to make an active fire attack on the fire. During that search and rescue activities, we were able to locate a female victim in this fire.
Firefighters say the fire was contained to a single room on the second floor of the property on Meadowbrook Lane. Around 3 other people in the building got out in time. There is heat and smoke damage to the rest of the building. The Red Cross was on scene to help. Neighbors say the property has had trouble with the police and the city and that there are piles of garbage and metal.
I'm sad that something terrible has happened. I'm not surprised by it at all.
The fire department says the fire was accidental and caused by, quote, combustible materials that came in contact with a wall-mounted natural gas heater, unquote.
It's elections week at USU, and you might have seen candidates campaigning around campus. ATV's JT Miller joins us live from the Taggart Student Center, where current USUSA President Matt Ritchie and Student Advocate VP Sydney Lyman announced the election results. JT?
Thanks, Dayton. Yes, as you can see behind me right now, there's a bunch of people celebrating the recent elects, and they're congratulating each other, taking photos. And the results of the election are in. For the executive leadership, the next president will be Brandon Sorensen. The next executive VP will be Max Alder, and the next student advocate VP will be Colin Hastings. This year's election is a little different compared to last year. Students now vote for all the candidates at once instead of in 2 separate elections. And candidates use their time to secure every vote.
Candidates spent most of the day on Monday reaching out to students. They had signs up and some had treats to hand out. Sydney Lyman, a current USUSA officer, says it's important to vote because officers voice students' concerns to administrators.
It's really important that we elect good, kind, smart, responsible people into these positions because they do have a massive amount of power.
Lyman says student leaders help determine fees and tuition cost. The candidates running for president are Nate Flake, Garrett Lawton, and Brandon Sorensen, who is a junior studying marketing and PR. The candidates for executive vice president who help run the academic senate are junior Braden Adamson, sophomore Max Alder, and junior Will Hull. The candidates running for student advocate vice president are junior Colin Hastings, junior Mila Millett, and sophomore Ronan Spencer. For the executive council, the candidates for Logan campus vice president are junior Matthew Peters, senior Madison Schultz, and sophomore Po Yamakoshi Singh. Running for student events executive director are juniors Josie Packer and Jake Russell. 2 candidates ran unopposed. Ben Burdett for Logan campus athletics and campus recreation executive director, and Mia Bean for Logan Campus Clubs and Organizations Executive Director. On Tuesday, candidates held a debate in the Taggart Student Center. Candidates took the stage and shared their plans if students elected them. The only presidential candidate to show up was Brandon Sorensen, who advocates for a more connected USU.
Whoever does get elected, I'm excited for that opportunity for them or for me to be able to play such an important part in how our university is going to keep going forward.
After the debate, the candidates went back out for some last-minute campaigning and encouraging students to get out and vote.
Lyman says officers will be sworn into their elected position in March or April. We will have the results of the election posted on our Facebook page. Reporting live in the TSC, JT Miller, ATV News.
Thanks, JT.
We have been experiencing fluctuating temperatures and a dry winter here in Logan. I took a deeper look into why. Here in Utah, we have been having a dry winter, and temperatures have been all over the board, according to the National Weather Service.
It's been drier than average when you look at the sum total of the 3 months of December, January, February. We did have a series of great storms the past week.
With the dry weather during the winter months, skiers have been experiencing different skiing conditions compared to the snow last year.
It was really good up in Montana. They've gotten a lot of snow the past couple of weeks. Beaver, it's been good, but not as much snow as we'd like.
Usually around this time, we have 13 to 12 inches of snow, according to Olson. Right now, we only have about 3 inches, and as you can see, most of the snow is melted.
Every year there's going to be some variability. We're going to be a little bit above, a little bit below normal, but there has been a trend of increasing temperatures due to climate change.
We have had very cold temperatures this winter, as to be expected. The past few days, we have had increasingly warm temperatures of 50 and 44 degrees, and the snow is melting very quickly.
Well, I grew up skiing on the East Coast, so it's a lot different, the snow here compared to back there. But I'd say it's a lot better out here just because we don't really get nearly as much snow and the skiing has a lot more ice in it.
We are seeing a slight increase in precipitation as the climate gets warmer, according to Olson. But it has been coming as rain more frequently than snow. Olson spoke to me more in depth as well about how runoff as rain can be dangerous because it melts so quickly. And snow is more controlled, so it is safer for our reservoirs. Joining us at the desk is Kaylee Moss from ATV Weather.
It's been pretty warm the last few days. Kaylee, are those temperatures going to stick around?
You guys, it is crazy. It is the end of February, and even though we had that storm last week, the extreme temperatures have just made the snow melt super quick, and those temperatures are continuing to rise throughout this week. I'll tell you more about that in weather after the break.
There's just a whole different side than just the map.
We'll show you what engineering is to these kids beyond just numbers.
Body language. Without saying a word, it can tell you so much. Like someone is having a stroke. Know the sudden signs. Learn fast. F, face drooping. A, arm weakness. S, speech difficulty. T, time. Time to call 911 immediately. The sooner they get to the hospital, the sooner they'll get treatment. And that can make a remarkable difference in their recovery. Learn the body language, the sudden signs, and spot a stroke fast.
Welcome back. I'm Kaylee Moss with ATV Weather. What a beautiful last couple of days that we have had in Logan, you guys. I will get more into that in our 7-day forecast. But jumping right into our national radar, we can see some storms starting to form around the Great Lakes. This is going to continue to push through the northeast, bringing showers of snow and rain. However, if we look over at the northwest, we are running into the exact opposite problems. With dry conditions in Denver and gusting winds, we are going to be looking at extreme fire weather, and that is what we are forecasting today. If we take a look at the state radar, we know we have had an abnormally warm winter so far in Logan, Utah. If we take a look at the state radar, we are not seeing any more storms pass through. If we take a look at that 7-day forecast, like I said, we have had some really warm weather these past couple of days. Today, our temperatures are at 42 degrees. Those temperatures are continuing to increase all the way until Sunday with a high of 52 degrees. The beginning of next week, temperatures are dropping just a little bit down to 47 degrees, and then Tuesday it will be at 42 degrees. So we are ending February on a warm note. You guys are all caught up on weather. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks, Kaylee. Joining us at the desk is Laura White from ATV Sports.
Laura, how have our Aggies been doing in sports?
Yeah, the Aggies have actually had some national recognition this week, and basketball is on a winning streak. Coming up in sports.
Listen, you're my friend.
I noticed you haven't really been yourself recently.
Yeah, I feel like something's up.
How are you?
Are you okay?
Is there anything you want to talk about?
I just want to know how you're feeling.
And listen, even if you don't know what to say, I'm here to talk.
No matter what you're going through,
I just want you to know I'm here.
I've got your back.
when you want to talk, I'm here.
Three-pointer on the way. Oh, how about that?
Jackson Smith makes this three-pointer to finish out a record-breaking game. Welcome to ATV Sports. I'm Laura White. You'll be hearing more about basketball making Utah State history in just a bit, but for now, let's take a look at a different matchup. Utah State men's basketball took on the San Diego State Aztecs in a sold-out game on Saturday night in the Spectrum. I think we're having some technical difficulties. Starting off strong, the Aggies force a San Diego State turnover on the game's opening possession, allowing Aubin Gederetzi and Ian Martinez back-to-back buckets. First 5 shots, but this layup put them on the board. Answering back, Dexter Acano ball faked 2 defenders for a top-of-the-key triple. Bringing back the Aggies' momentum, Acano drained 2 more three-pointers in just over a minute to give the Aggies a 9-point lead. While the Aztecs were struggling to get good looks, Martinez matched his teammate with 2 triples of his own, pushing the Aggies to an 11-1 run. The Aggies defense limited the Aztecs to a 34.8% shooting performance in the first half. Utah State leads going into the locker room 33-26. The Aztecs started the second half with an 8-0 run to take their first lead of the night, 34-33. Utah State responded with their own 7-0 run as the Aztecs went more than 3 minutes without a field goal. Both teams traded clutch shots like this one from the Aztecs' number 2, Nick Boyd, keeping the game close. Acano was on fire, bearing his 6th triple of the night, but he wasn't done yet. The stadium was on their feet when Acano knocked down 1 more triple, shooting 7 of 9 from deep for the night. Acano recorded a career high of 26 points after a rebound layup and this bucket from in the paint. The Aztecs continue to find gaps in the Aggies' defense, but Martinez connected from behind the arc. Utah State secured the win 79-71. Acano was named player of the game.
We knew it was going to be a dogfight, and I thank God that we were able to pull it out today.
The Aggies are now ranked 1st in the Mountain West Conference, but they still have 3 more games of conference play before the Mountain West Championship. The Aggies made history after winning a blowout game against the San Jose State Spartans Wednesday night in the Spectrum. Utah State found an early offensive rhythm, scoring on 6 of its first 7 possessions. The Herd treated the Spartans differently since Josh Udajay, number 9 for the Spartans, is a former Aggie. Fans even had a sign saying, "Don't boo Josh." Fueled by a relentless Aggie defense, San Jose State missed 6 of its first 7 three-point attempts and committed early turnovers. Mason Falslip buried a shot from behind the arc, extending the score to a 23-point game. Going into the locker room, Aggies led 47-24. Utah State maintained its control after the break, with Dexter Acano draining a triple out of the gate. Falslip and Aubin Gederetzi combined for a pick and roll, ending in a two-handed flush from Gederetzi. The Aggies couldn't be stopped. Here's the pass from Falslip, lobbed up high, caught and slammed home by Carson Templin. The Spartans struggled with turnovers all night, posting 14 compared to Utah State's 6 turnovers. The Aggies made 7 straight shots, drawing the lead 71-36 with 12 minutes left in the half. But they weren't done yet. Drake Allen brought the stadium to its feet as he soared to the rim for a right-handed slam. The Aggies earned a historic win, 105-57. This marks Utah State's widest margin of victory in a league game in the team's 120-year history. Head coach Jared Calhoun gives credit to the leaders of his team.
Just to have the attention to detail, the defense, the physicality, the rebounding in this game, really proud of our guys.
The Aggies will travel to take on Boise State tonight at 8:30. Utah State women's basketball lost a close game to the Air Force Falcons in an afternoon matchup at the Spectrum on Wednesday. The Aggies opened the game hot, sinking their first 5 shots during an 11-2 run. But the Falcons clapped back with this basket in the paint to take the lead 20-17 going into the second quarter. Utah State opened the second quarter with a 10-0 run thanks to back-to-back three-pointers from Cheyenne Stubbs. Jameson Heaton and Stubbs combined for 27 of the Aggies' 42 first-half points. Stubbs drained this buzzer-beater triple before heading into halftime. The Falcons pulled away in the middle of the third quarter with a 6-0 run, but Utah State battled back with an 8-0 blitz, drawing 4 Falcon turnovers. Early in the fourth quarter, Heaton knocked down a 3 to tie the game at 66. The Falcons strung together 10 unanswered points to pull into the lead. The Aggies' defense stopped the Falcons from scoring through the final 6 minutes of the game, but couldn't close the gap offensively. The Aggies lost 77-82. The Aggies will take on San Jose State tonight at 5 in the Spectrum. They're ranked number 65 right now, but Utah State's men's tennis lost to the University at Denver 5-2 on Friday night at the Denver Tennis Park. The Aggies stayed in Denver to take on Jacksonville State. On Saturday, Utah State won 4-3 thanks to singles play from Mohamed Al-Khattab, who won the tiebreaker for the Aggies in the second set. Next up, the Aggies head to Arizona to compete in the ASU Invite. Utah State softball went 4-1 at the 3-day Lyman Classic hosted by Utah Tech. The Aggies recorded 62 runs, 71 hits, and 15 home runs throughout their 5 contests. The Aggies opened the weekend with a pair of wins on Friday. In the morning matchup, Utah State quickly turned a 2-0 deficit into a run rule victory over UC San Diego. In the bottom of the fourth, the Aggies scored 10 runs, making it the highest scoring inning by Utah State since 2010. The Aggies took on Weber State in the afternoon game. Utah State bounced back from an early deficit with a season best of 16 hits. They won 11-10 over Weber State. Utah State infielder Gazelle Gonzalez was named the National D1 Player of the Week along with the Mountain West Softball Player of the Week after her performance at the Lyman Classic. Gonzalez led the team with 5 home runs and 13 RBIs on the weekend. Utah State Gymnastics claimed 3 event titles and recorded 7 career highs and 2 season highs in a victory over Boise State on Friday night in the Spectrum. The Aggies' score of 196.3 tied for its 9th best score in program history. This win also broke a 7-meet losing streak against the Broncos since 2022. You're all caught up here in sports. Back to you at the desk, Kesley.
Thanks, Laura. The College of Engineering is helping kids develop an interest in engineering at a young age. They're helping them understand it all isn't just math. You can see tables full of different hands-on activities, all designed to challenge kids to become engineers. Kids could make structures with candy and make floating devices that held pebbles. Organizers say they want kids to know there's more to engineering beyond just numbers. Kristen Gabriel, the recruiter of the college, says engineering can look different than what they might think.
There's just a whole different side than just the math. And so we want to get that out there, and we just want to help people develop this love for science and engineering.
Gabriel says they want kids to know that engineering is very rewarding, and events like this helped current students pursue engineering. She says the community night is a way to say thank you and celebrate the students who are going into engineering. Thank you for watching this edition of ATV News.
You can watch this and other editions on our Facebook page.
We'll leave you with another look at Engineering Week.
Have a great week, Cache Valley.